And we are live. Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
Well,
Welcome back. So today we get a special guest from season 3 of Lego Masters in the Holiday Bricktacular.
is that me?
Is that actually how you say that? Bricktacular?
Yo,
It's an
the name
odd
is
word.
so long. It is
Yeah.
oh gosh, you put me on the spot. It is the Lego Masters Holiday Celebrity Bricktacular Special, a never-ending story. It is a long, long name.
Wow.
Yeah, the
It's
holiday
almost as
special.
long as your handle.
Yeah, I know. I just call it the holiday special because Bricktacular doesn't always roll off the tongue as easily for me. So the holiday special, celebrity
All
edition,
right.
whatever.
Right on. All right. So now that we've named the show, let's get into your name just briefly. Where did tacos come from?
Tacos. So where the heck did it come from? When I was pregnant with my daughter, I craved tacos, and
Oh,
so my sister, like, that's all I craved. I remember going to a store. I'm not sure which party store, but they had a giant taco pinata, and I remember just like saying how I could eat it, and I remember just taking a picture, like pretending to chomp on it, and it kind of like stuck to my sister's head, and she kind of did a whole baby shower. And so once I had the baby, I went back to dancing, and once we got back to the dance studio, there was so many Christine, Christina, Kristen, Crystal, Krista variations. There was like 17 other women, all with a Chris sound at the beginning. And so I was like, call me tacos, it's easier. It's easier to remember. And now you go to Zuma convention, there's only one Zuma with tacos, and I named my company, powered by tacos. I have mini taco, abuela taco, mima, pipa taco, the taco hole taco. It's easy to remember.
yeah.
Like, most kids are not going to remember my real name. They're going to just remember tacos because it's just funny. It's actually more marketing than anything. So, but
Yeah.
it's become a lifestyle for me,
It's smart. So you went from a craving to a brand.
basically.
It's a hell of a
Yeah.
transition. I love it. All right. So let's hit the rewind button a little bit. How did you get started with Lego? Was that always? Was that recent? How did that go?
Uh, so Lego was not in my world. Hispanics, that's not something that we grew up with. Uh, Growing up in the Bronx, the most affordable toy was a basketball, and that's probably a toy that you could entertain several kids. Lego is not fiscally, you know, uh, a great idea for kids, especially if you have a large demographic. But no, me being a female, we are brought up into the domesticated roles. So I quickly grew up with learning how to cook and clean for the family. So if I got a toy, it would be a baby doll. It would be baby clothes. Yeah, doll clothes. I would get hemming supplies to make clothes for my dolls. So what I did is that I created houses for and communities for my dolls by learning how to score cardboard using the Quaker boxes, the cereal boxes, and stuff like that. So I built like little 3D structures for them, and then I grew up. I never saw Lego. It wasn't until I worked at KB Toys. I'm not sure if I'm dating myself here. I remember just seeing and just fixing the boxes, making sure that they're up against the edge of the shelf. That way they're nice and presentable. But I never played with Lego. Never opened up a Lego set or anything like that, even though I was a guest toy demonstrator. It wasn't until I was a pre K Spanish teacher that it was open. There was a table with just Lego, and kids, there'd be a couple little boys that would play. That's it. That was the most exposure I had. It wasn't until I graduated college that I went to school for engineering that I basically I had a large Lego Technic kit, and it was basically my interview. It was like, hey, Christine, build a car out of this. I was just like, what? I had a whole bunch of holy beams and axles and bushings and tires. I had never built anything. using this medium. I had only seen it from a distance, and I figured it out because I went to school for, you know, studied physics and went to school for engineering, and they're really happy. And that was basically my introduction. That was my first ever experience with Lego.
Wow,
And then from there, I've been teaching engineering with Lego since then.
that's incredible. It sounds like it, these days people hear the word Technic and they're like, oh no. And that's actually how you started. That's fantastic.
That doesn't make me savvy. That just means that I have a pretty good grip. I could probably scratch someone with the tip of my finger. Well, that I also rock climb, so that also helps. Um,
Wow.
but yeah, no. Lego Technic was my first ever Lego experience, and then my first official Lego set was when I was pregnant. I got the birds collection. I'm not sure if you remember. It's beautiful, like just a 3-pack.
So, okay.
It had the hummingbird, the robin, and the blue jay. And alongside with that, I also got the fairground mixer, which is a large Technic set, and that was like eye candy to me because I wanted something that moved around. So that kept me occupied while I was pregnant, and slowly the obsession grew. So yeah, a couple years now.
Wow. So how long? So the job that supplied the Technic to start with, how long did you work with that before you decided you wanted to do your own thing? Or
So
was
I
that
worked.
COVID induced?
So I worked like right after college. I graduated in 2014, I think, and I worked up until the pandemic. They closed their doors. I still. So I want to put this out there because a lot of people are hardcore Lego elitists, Lego purists. I'm not a Lego purist. I'm just gonna put it out there. Now I know I'm gonna ruffle some feathers. I am a STEM is first, and I'm an AFL second. I'm gonna use whatever medium I have in order to educate kids about STEM. Okay, that you know, teaching through play is where we're able to expand our brain and really experience our full potential. And so even though that company closed their doors, I used whatever medium I could in order to teach STEM. So I worked at a museum and I was teaching STEM. I was teaching all about Da Vinci using toilet paper tubes and marbles and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And
Awesome.
yarn and popsicle sticks. During the pandemic, I had a desire to continue teaching STEM, and I had accumulated quite the Lego collection, just buying stuff on my own. But then during the pandemic, I received the largest Lego donation from a friend of mine. Her kid was actually going off to college, and she donated about close to $5,000 worth of Lego Star Wars to me.
Wow.
So it took me about 4 months to take everything apart, wash, and turn it into an actual teaching kit. Um, yeah, like I said, it took about 4 months. Tried to divide everything, organize it, clean it, dry it off, um, and then within 2 months, I started promoting Powered by Tacos, and
Wow.
the rest, I guess, you can say it's history. So
Incredible. How did you market that? Did you just call people you knew or get on Facebook, or how do you start something like that?
So IG, I'm only starting to really promote, not promote. I'm really starting to become more of a content creator now on IG. But my my career is all due to word of mouth. Facebook is my largest is the best way for me to promote a business. IG, it's just all adults. There's no kids on IG, and rightfully so. I don't think kids should be on IG, but parents are on Facebook. They're on Facebook groups or whatever. So all those little pages, you really get to see who the community is, and they really have your back. It was like, oh my gosh, I saw that you were teaching here. How can I get your contact? Blah blah blah. You don't see that on IG. IG is more like short short time content, whatever the heck you call that term. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more about posting, promoting, and stuff like that. But Facebook is a different kind. It's more community oriented in a different way, more of an experience. I don't know. For me, that's how it is. So I deal with more moms and dads on Facebook. On IG, it's just different opportunities. So
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I want to
It's
be an
well,
ambassador, I'll stick to IG. If I want to focus on my own business, I focus on Facebook.
yeah. Well, your own business is more profitable than being an ambassador, right?
Yeah, you don't get paid for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can't even sell the sets that they give you. So
I
that
didn't even
doesn't
know
get you
that.
anywhere anyway. Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. They're very serious about that. You have to keep them or donate them.
Mm.
It's the deal.
Hmm.
Which, since you're not getting paid, you would think that, if they give you 100 sets in a year and you don't have any room, yeah, I don't know, whatever. That's not our problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So the timing there. So you already had your business going when, no, wait. Um, all right, correct my timeline there. So your business and Lego Masters happened pretty close to the same time?
Kind of. So yeah, the pandemic happened in 2020. Um, Everything closed in the fall. That's when I started. Well, I was teaching some virtual classes, and that was horrible. I tried teaching Lego with kids who, it's horrible. You send them 10 kits, 10 pieces of axle, they'll lose things. So, it's nothing is the same as being in person. But in the fall, that's when I started kind of like more outdoor classes. And then the following year, it ramped up. Um, so 2021, Lego Masters reached out to me for season two, and I tried going with my girlfriend, but she also travels for work, so that didn't work. And they tried hooking me up with another mom. She kind of had a rockabilly look. We were vastly different in personality. I like to consider myself pretty low maintenance. She seemed very headstrong, and we weren't compatible in that manner. I also had imposter syndrome, so feeling, as if I didn't have the skills, it kind of made me withhold a lot of my own personality, a lot of my own skills. And then it wasn't until after season two aired that I was like, you know something? Let me actually look at season one again and really study it. And it wasn't until I saw Manny and Pops. And they kind of resonated the most with me because being Hispanic, and then having that father son relationship, I just I gravitated towards them. I saw like Amy and Crystal, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of young like them, but I'm Latina, or whatever. So, yeah, I basically decided to join. What the heck is it called? La Blob, La Blob, La Blob. I don't know. Builders, Lego Build Off Banter, whatever. It's on Facebook. So outside of IG, Facebook has a huge Lego community, and it's not mostly US. This is like Germany. You have a lot of people in the Netherlands and stuff like that. So you get to have another perspective, a whole different demographic, whole different age demographic. And there we would submit builds anonymously, and people will vote. So I kind of had a better idea as to what people kind of liked, what things I can fake, what I couldn't fake, what skills I could sharpen. And I would do that every most weeks. Most weeks I did that. And then come season three, I knew, I knew they were going to contact me again because um, they had liked my dancing background. They liked my personality. They had liked some of the mocks that I had posted. So they had seen my mocks before I even spoke to them. They had seen something that I had built. It was like a Harry Potter hidden building technique that I teach in my class. And they're like, "Oh, did you build it?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Can you actually teach that to someone else?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is what I can do." So they kind of liked that right away. And then they liked
Cool.
my dancing background. And yeah, so season three, they reached out to me again, and yeah, that's basically how it was.
So how did
I
you
know I'm
end up
jumping
with
everywhere.
Michelle then? How did you end up with Michelle? Did they pair you guys or did you? Meet some
Uh,
other guy?
so she reached out to me. I knew about her. We're both kind of like unicorns in the community. Not many Hispanics. And she's a mom. She's Spanish speaking. I'm a mom. I'm Spanish speaking. I'm a STEM background. She has a STEM background. So it was just easy. Within like 5 minutes of talking to her, I felt comfortable. I looked at the, like I said, we're kind of like friends, adjacent friends. So it was an easy decision when she had asked me. I knew I wanted to apply again, or I knew I wanted to go for it again. I technically never applied. I just went through a whole bunch of videos.
Okay.
So yeah, she asked me, and I think I answered her within like 5 minutes. I was like, yeah, sure, let's go for it.
Awesome. Do you
And
guys still talk?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We started doing like live streams and stuff like that, and yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
And then, okay, so that happens, and then you go back to business, back to life as usual,
Yes.
or do you have like a Lego Masters hangover? How does that work?
What do you mean, Lego Masters hangover?
Well, it's so my understanding of Lego Masters, you kind of go to them and you're trapped in their little world until you're not anymore, and then they
Oh,
release you,
so once I'm
right?
done with filming, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I was in hiding. I had told all of my jobs because I've always had multiple jobs. I don't know. I think I was working 4 jobs at the same time. Um, I basically stayed in hiding and I just started mocking and organizing my Lego kit, coming up with different curriculums. No, I was actually on fire. I was ready to actually be put back because they had inserted a new team. I didn't know what to expect. So I had to make sure I was somewhat prepared just in case, hey, pack your bags, they're coming back. Because that was kind of like dangled in the air that you never know what is gonna happen. So
Oh, man.
when it comes to show business, you don't put all your eggs in that basket, but you kind of do. You know what I mean? You
Okay.
prepare, but don't be upset if they don't call you back. Just life needs to continue. You still need to pay bills. So
Yeah. That's going to be tough because the anticipation is there. Like, could it happen? And then you're kind of at their mercy, right?
luckily, like I said, I have multiple jobs and I could create my own schedule. So it was
Yeah.
actually easy for me. I was homeschooling at that time, so I just had to coordinate more, like making sure my kid had coverage just in case I needed to go. So, yep.
Okay. Then how did the second round go? How'd you end up on the complicated title show?
The Bricktacular,
Yeah.
they call it the fan favorites. I never thought I was a fan favorite. I would assume that they would have chosen someone with blue hair over myself, but they reached out to me and I just went for it. I didn't question anything. I was just like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever, yeah, sign me up. um i I did a whole new contract with them. I believe it was like 40 some odd pages. these
Wow.
these NDAs are long. So if you get the cold shoulder from someone, understand that there's probably some kind of NDA that's happening. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I just went through it and it was the best experience I've ever had on film. So
Wow. That's
yeah.
awesome. So I got to ask about the first. Yeah, I think it was the first episode. So you guys were Team Sabotage, right?
Yeah.
Was that so you could actually work with a little bit of space? Was that by design there?
So him and I are very compatible. I was a fan of his since I was a kid. I had been watching Will and Grace. I knew his theatrics. I knew what he was capable of, and I saw the different personalities. And right away, I was just like, "You got to understand, I'm here to have fun." Like everyone else was gun ho. They're gonna go there to win. Me, I was the least experienced builder. I could just say that honestly. I didn't start building until adulthood. You have people like oh my gosh, Aaron, who had been building since the placenta, as I said on the show. So
Yep.
I I have an ability, but I always remember, it's a show first. It's Lego. It's a show about a Lego competition. It's not a whole Lego competition. So I just honestly went in there with having fun. That was just my entire purpose, and that's exactly what I did with him. I did want to get him some money for his charity, absolutely bring awareness, but I was there to just have fun.
Okay. Because obviously it's an entirely different experience on our side of the screen, right? So watching that, it seemed like, okay, you go distract other people and don't distract me. And then when he finally comes back, he broke the roof on the house. And it's like, oh man, he should have just stayed away.
So with the celebrities, some of them have a Lego, building background, but you kind of consider it like you're gonna do cookies with your kid. Are you gonna let her hold a hot pan?
Okay.
You're gonna let her add the sprinkles. So that's
Yep.
kind of the same concept when it comes to them. You let them shine. You let them shine. Oh, you want me to build a this kind of cookie? Okay, I'll shape it out for you. Okay, any other details? Oh, they want to add some icing. You can let them add the icing. You know what I mean? Let them shine. Let their vision come true. So
Okay. All right. Handling celebrities with kid gloves. I like it.
yes, basically.
Yeah.
But he was really cool. Like he was really nice.
He was a lot funnier than I expected him to be.
He's hilarious. Yo, man, those Canadians. I never thought Canadians could be so damn funny. It was, yeah. The amount of times I ended up calling him Will because of the show Will and Grace. I
Yep.
There's so many double entendres. There's so much that was taken out after we were done filming and they were just doing all the editing. Like a year later, I would get a text message from production. They're like, haha, flaccid. Ha ha ha. I can't put this. I'm like, come on, there's so many things that should have made the scene. But no. It's a family show.
So did you actually get to spend time with them outside of while you were building?
He took me out to dinner. I literally have
Really?
pictures and stuff like that. Yeah. So I
Oh,
mean,
that's
I was
great.
one of the few people that was able to experience something like that. Many just, you only saw them on set, and then once their time was done, they exited out. My guy, he was just awesome. So he was just a
Okay.
really cool human.
When they did the introductions, he was the only celebrity I'd heard of out of the group too. Like I don't even know who these people are.
Yeah, I guess it
Yeah.
all depends on what you watch. I knew Holly Peterson because I remember watching 21 Jump Street.
Right.
Sophia Bush, I had never heard of her, and Lil Ray. It wasn't until they mentioned the movie that he was in that I was like, oh, okay, I remember the movie. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm a little detached from that world, so
yeah,
I miss out on a lot of that.
yeah.
All right. So how long ago was that now? When did that
Uh,
end?
so that was not this Thanksgiving; it was the previous Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Like right after season 5 aired, that's when we came in. It's usually like
Okay.
about a week off. So
A week
so
separation
uh,
between
about
seasons? Okay.
yeah.
Wow, they just keep pushing them out, huh?
Oh, show business is very expensive, so they really try to get as much done as they can. If they can ring you out, they will. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's expensive. Can imagine it's not just us, it's the people behind the scenes, the people doing makeup, the people doing hair, the lighting people. It's just the grip, just you have this entire union working behind the scenes. So yeah,
It's crazy.
we're there for
What do you
5 minutes, they're there always.
what do you think of Nick Cannon's coming in?
That's I'm not gonna lie, I've always been a Will Arnett fan. The first show, what the heck is it called? Under Arrested Development. I thought he was
Yep.
hilarious. So that kind of stuck with me. I used to watch 30 Rock. I would see his cameos in different shows. So I was always a huge Will Arnett fan. Nick Cannon, I only know him from like Drumline, and I know him from being Mariah Carey's ex. So I think he's just gonna bring new eyes to the show. It's hard, you know. Everyone's like, why him? Why not Terry Crews? I want Terry Crews too. But Nick Cannon is the spokesperson. He's the one that a lot of teens are familiar with, and they want to get that teen attention span. They already have the AFL demographic. They want to get those teens. That's That's how I'm viewing it as. He was not my first choice, but let's hope he does a good job. I do think that it's Will Arnett season 5. I don't think that's the last time we'll see of him. Um, Contracts change all the time,
Yep.
so who knows? I I'm partial to Will. I'm partial to Will.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice. I mean, you make good points there. They have to mix things up to some degree, right?
Yeah,
And as I'm sure you've noticed, the Lego community is a little on the pasty side.
yeah, yeah.
So
And
yeah,
and I
there's
get
got
it.
to be some way.
I think, but it's Nick Cannon himself. It's not even a melanin thing. It's Nick Cannon himself. Once again, we get Terry Crews. We gonna love him. We gonna love him. You know what I mean? But Nick Cannon, he has said some stuff in the past. Um, he's already the host for what's it called? The Masked Singer. You know what I mean? So he's
Yep.
just getting more viewership, which is technically better for the legacy for the show. The AFL community is this small compared to the actual viewership. A lot of the AFOs don't actually watch. The amount of people that say I don't watch the show. I'm not sure whether it's because they feel jaded because they got ghosted by casting or something like that. But a lot of AFO, like, we don't get support from AFOs. We like this much get that support, and that's probably because they probably went through the casting process and didn't care for it. But the show is for the kids. The show is for the kids. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any patience for the reality TV style.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is wait till everything's over.
Yeah.
And then just watch it as like a giant compilation where all of the weird pauses, I can just like skip ahead 10 seconds and just get past that and just kind of motor through. Because the builds and the challenges are all very interesting.
Yeah.
I have no patience for the drama because
they pull the drama out of the humans because we're all human and they're gonna find something. So if you do ever join, like, say you get the opportunity to be on the show and you don't want to share something, just don't ever talk about it. Don't ever mention it. Don't write about it. Don't screenshot anything. You know what I mean? So you never know what people are into, or what they're going through, and it doesn't get released. But as soon as they say something, you're pregnant. Oh, they're gonna make the episode about that. Oh, you have a parent that's dying. They're gonna make the show about that. Your child has autism. The show is gonna be about that. The episode, they're gonna bring something super personalized, but not because of you, because that somehow is gonna resonate with an audience member. So keep that in mind. As much drama as it is, they also want to see a solution to that drama and find a way, see how you actually overcome that. Because overall, once again, it's a show about Lego and ways to clutch together, I guess.
Well, that part I enjoy. Character development, getting to know people. That's why the show exists, right?
Yeah.
It's the like when they're announcing, it's who wins the challenge or something. There's that, the big dramatic pause and all of that. It's like I know what you're going to say leading up to it. Just tell me what's going to happen. Like, I just want to know. Just
all this fluff.
Yeah.
Stupid commercial
Yep.
break. No, and then all the cringy jokes and stuff like that. Yeah, I get that.
Yep. Yeah. Of course, being a dad, there's a whole huge amount of terrible jokes that just happen naturally anyway.
Well, we are laughing most of the time. We are laughing. Everything that you see are real reactions, but they've been spliced together to match something that the host is saying. You know what I mean?
Okay.
To try and make it seamless. So
yep.
We could be laughing. I could be crying or laughing at something, but it could be about something completely else. So
that's just wild.
Yeah.
Look, it's I don't want to call it dishonest because it's television and it just is what it is, right? But it's a little strange to think of it
Will's
that way.
He's a comedian, so he's always, like, on and off camera, he's always saying jokes. Always. And that's just how he is. You know what I mean? You'll see him, like, break character a little bit, but it's mostly like he's exhausted. But he's just pretty cool as a person. So
Yep. And he's been funny forever.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. I don't know. Yeah. All right. So I saw today. I want to say it was today. I can't keep track of time. But you just did a commission for a hospital. Did I see that right?
Yeah, yeah, for Boston Children's Hospital.
How does commission work go? That just seems awesome.
No, it's not.
No.
it's it's great. You had the well, I like doing commit. The only reason I like doing commissions is because I could work from home.
Yep.
So if I have a commission, I can do something at home. But then people think that it's kind of like a painting where you can just paint a little bush over. Many commissions involve glue, and
Ooh.
what happens once you add glue? It doesn't come apart, so you have to chisel it off. So that commission itself had, they're like, oh, well, depending on what your commission is going to, and if they give you certain freedoms, you still have to abide by what that company wants, even if there's a quick change. For example, I had put some flying birds there. Even though they had requested it, like, oh, fill the sky with some birds. Okay, boom. 2 days later, we have to remove the birds. The birds are an omen. Okay.
What?
I had to
Oh man.
chisel. I had to chisel. I literally started recording and I'm like, I just got frustrated. I tossed my meta glasses to the side. I'm like, oh, let me just get rid of this. I was just so frustrated at the moment. I couldn't even record the dismantling and chiseling of brick pieces. But that was something that I had created. Had they told me don't use glue, but they had asked for glue. Not everyone requests glue.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not my forte. I prefer to teach STEM classes. I love workshops. I love meet and greets and stuff like that. Um, because I could do those without a problem. Commissions can be very, I beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It can be very people can be very picky,
Okay.
or some things don't translate well. I'm not Tyler Kleitz. I don't know if you know that. He's like the first
No.
Lego Master winner. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
his building is impeccable. Me, I'm a freestyler. I'll use studio every once in a while, and I get frustrated. I like to build with what I have on hand. I don't like um, to order 40,000 pieces from Bricklink. I don't organize. Like I just build what I feel. So I also am a procrastinator, so I don't build until the last minute. So
Yeah. That
Taylor made
complicated.
the show.
Yeah. So for STEM, do you have a fixed kit that you bring every time, or do you add and subtract based on whatever you're working on?
Yeah, I get inspired by the kids. What is it? I just started teaching mythical engineering, and that was something that was kind of inspired by kids and also by Minecraft. So, um, I kind of blend my kits a bit. I'll have seasonal kits. I'll have like a winter bricktacular kit. I have a summer kit. I have a spring kit. I have a spooky engineering kit. So I have a whole bunch of different kits with specific colors and specific decorations, depending on the season and depending on the workshop. So yeah, I teach from ages 4 to 99. So I'm starting to
Wow.
dabble a little bit on the toddler side, but I can only do so much. I can't do Technic with a toddler just because of the bushings and stuff like that. It can be easily
Yep.
swallowed, and want to make sure that they stay safe. But usually it's K to 5 is what the average age. But once again, trying to do all ages.
Is that ever like herding cats, or is it usually pretty decent?
It depends on the size. I don't do more than 75 kids at a time. So
75.
yeah, so I have a rather
Wow.
large kit, but that's more for assemblies, you know what I mean? And that's
Okay.
usually with the help of staff. Um, but an average program ranges between 10 to 15, no more than 24 kids at a time. But for assemblies, you have mass kids. If I'm going to have mass kids, I'm going to need some help. just to herd them a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So for something that big, I would imagine that whoever's hiring you for that event is responsible for providing a lot of that, right? You're
Oh
not
no,
going to
no,
bring kits for 75 kids.
oh no, no, I bring kits. I just have a very
Yeah.
strategic way of organizing. So if I'm gonna do like 75 kids at a time, I'll have kids do um, uh, oh my gosh, if we're doing like some kind of structure building, I was like, all right, you guys are involved doing pillars, all right, you guys are going to just do a giant ramp. So just trying to organize them in a way and then eventually connect everything together. So
Okay, so they're not all each building an individual thing. It's a
no, no,
collaborative.
it's
Okay,
mostly collaborative teamwork, and collaboration is mostly how it goes.
awesome.
So
All right, that makes a lot more sense. I wouldn't have even put that together in my head. Okay.
it also depends on how much time you have, and what exactly the build is. I try not to involve too much technique with too many kids. I'll try and keep that for like a group of 30 and under. If I do something like that, then I would probably need another STEM teacher with me. So
Okay. At Brick World, you worked over there as well, right?
yeah.
That one was with Corey. Is that
Mhm.
right?
So together we collaborate for Geared Up STEM, and that's where we teach joint classes around the states, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So I have always worked multiple jobs, but most of the jobs I've always worked at, I'm always like the only person there. So to be able to work with someone else is actually perfect. I don't get to experience like much colleague lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
only when I pair up with other STEM instructors. That's like my uh, that's like my only opportunity. Same thing when I'm teaching like Zumba classes. Only time I teach with someone else if I'm doing like a master class. So it helps. He and I also used to work at the same old company. Actually, so did Aaron and Flynn from season one. We all worked together. Well, worked for the same company, so we already knew how things could um, can clutch together.
Clutch together.
Yeah, yeah,
A little accidental pun there,
yeah.
or intentional. All right. So, if you guys worked for the same company, did you actually know each other, or did you realize it was the same company
I
through
just
Lego Masters?
I knew of him, and then when I found out he was on the show, I knew Aaron because I worked directly with Aaron,
Okay.
and had to build off and stuff like that. So I knew of him. Same thing with Flynn. I knew of him, but didn't actually work together. I think we may have done one event together, but that was so long ago. I don't remember. So
Okay.
yeah.
So working with Corey, was that you guys just saw each other one day and said, "Hey, this would be a cool idea"? How did that come about?
We're always trying to figure out who can we include. Um, so we have the opportunity of being on the show. On the show, what is this platform giving us? So we want to bring STEM to the STEM experience to kids and to adults as well. Um, it it just gives us actually more opportunities to grow in our companies because he has his own LLC, I have my own LLC. So it just gives us more exposure, honestly. Um, the goal is to actually include other masters, depending on what region we're in. So, like if I'm in Utah, I'd love to have Jen Smart join me, or if, go in another state and there's a local Lego master there, we're going to try and find a way to incorporate them. We had just done something with Mel Brown and Travis. Was there another one there? No. So, but you know what I mean? Like, so we're able to try and include others. That way they could also, get to experience. We get to do this. This is the thing. A lot of people, they have to work. I get to work. I get to do this. So it's something that I take a lot of pride in. You know what I mean? So I would do this even if I were to win the lottery. You know what I mean? That, that's how lucky I feel I am. You know what I mean?
That's fantastic. So are you working on running the convention circuit then? Or are you just going to do pick and choose?
Picking and choosing. So far we are contracted to go with Brick Fan Expo. We have like a full legit contract with them. If someone else offers something, we'll find a different way to offer something that's not the same. That way people have a different experience at every convention that they go to. So that is what
Cool.
we try to aim for. We're always trying to evolve what it is that we bring to the table.
How was the reception at Brick World?
It was awesome. Oh my gosh, we had
Yeah.
so much freaking fun. We had some AFL come and join us from the pre-trial like testing phase till the end. Like we still had like AFL like joining us. So I thought that was actually really good feedback. Um, it was a lot of fun. We had done like these steerable vehicles, and then we were just driving some ping pongs into like a little cubby space. And so, who could collect the most, not ping pong, golf balls. And it was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was funny to see adults kicking their kids' butts. Yeah.
That's great. I didn't even find out that that was a thing until basically after Brick World.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first experience was not at all what I expected.
Was this your
And
first Brick World?
yeah, it was the first one.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely overwhelming.
Yep,
It's definitely
it was a
overwhelming.
lot.
There's so much to take in between all of the mocks and then all of the people and then the huge ass space. Never mind going to the interactive room. The interactive room is new to me. I didn't experience the interactive room only the past 2 years. I've been,
Okay.
experiencing the interactive room.
We went Tuesday to basically Saturday. We flew home Sunday morning. I feel like I missed half the week.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It'll be the same thing next year. I
Yeah.
would think. Still miss half of everything.
Yeah, I never get to see. I only did a couple workshops, and I'm still like upset that I missed certain mocks. Like, what? Where was that? Where was that? Where was I? So it's not easy. We only have 2 eyes.
Yep. Yeah. Well, my wife came with me, so I had an extra set of eyes, and I still missed a ton.
What did your spouse think?
Oh, she had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We both had a blast. We're ready for next year.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
It was nice. It was relaxed. This year was.
Yeah.
I know it was your first time, but to me it was very relaxed. So typically, upstairs and those couches, they're usually packed with people, and it's like when you leave your room, it's like, oh my gosh, who am I gonna run into? So
That's
there's
what
a bit of anxiety. It's like, oh my gosh, I just said hi to you. Like, don't expect me to stay with you the entire time. I need to still go over there. I need to go over here, but I still have to run into everyone. It's a lot to take on. It's a lot to take on. And if you're an introvert, it could definitely build up a lot of anxiety.
Yes. Yeah. There was certainly a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I had always heard, it's things go till, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. And it's like, yeah, okay, it's going to be 2 or 3 people. No, there was dozens of people there 2 or 3 in the morning. And all right, well, the kids aren't here, so whatever. It's fine. Yeah.
People go crazy at Brick World.
Yep. It's awesome.
Oh, we have like people in the comments. I have not been reading any of the comments. The words are also very small, so I'm a little blind.
Oh, can you see them in StreamYard?
I just see they kind of like
you see them on the actual screen. So I think I'm trying to think, in StreamYard over to the right near the top, it should say comments, I think. I think you can open them up there.
hi chat, show chat. I'm just blind. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
My glasses.
And then, there she is. All right. My wife's actually in chat now.
Hi.
There she is.
Oh, so she's your moderator. That's really good.
Yeah. The Mrs. Brick Dynasty page is a new one. That's fresh from Brick World. It's a good thing. Yeah, I love the extra activity there. So what do you think of the socials? because you had mentioned Instagram and Facebook being very different.
Hmm.
When, say, you go on Instagram versus Facebook, do you put yourself in a different mode when you go
Um,
on there?
Facebook, Facebook, I feel like it's more purist. Instagram is more like, let me show off what I have. TikTok is different. They every I guess it depends on who you interact with, but I do notice that there's a huge difference. TikTok kind of like doesn't care, and I kind of like that. I'm just like now starting to experience that. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. You have a lot of people trying to be um land members all of a sudden. I noticed that, and my feed was like, oh my gosh, everyone's promoting something. Okay.
Yep.
Instagram is just like, here's my here's my habitat. I feel like my feed is all habitat and land members. And then Facebook is just like, look at these cool mocks that you have. You don't have as many mocks on Instagram. I don't know. I'm not seeing the mocks on Instagram. It doesn't get as much support. So I do notice that I would get more support on Facebook than I do on Instagram. Instagram is very cliquish. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Every crowd is different. Every crowd is different. You know, no one is.
Yeah.
No two people are the same. So
I wonder how much of that is algorithm based, because I don't think I've seen more than one habitat in the last like month.
oh my gosh, that's all I see. That's all I see. I love Brick Fan Build, but I feel like between her and Brady and someone else is always doing some kind of habitat challenge. Like that's all I'm saying. It's like, show me the big mocks. I want to see something big. I don't want to see
Yeah.
these tiny little things. So, but I'm also a habitat hater. I've been notorious for hating on habitats because I hate
Okay.
building within such small confine. Frustrates me. Just want to. Sorry.
That's why they show them to you.
I know. What the
Yeah.
hell? Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's the
I will
whole point.
join. I will join the habitat one day if I have to.
Yeah. Well, it's the same idea is with politics. Whichever side you disagree with is the one they're going to show you more, because it fuels the fire and drives engagement, and you watch it more.
Those bastards.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter which side you're on or which side you're against, whatever. The opposite is what you're going to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
as long as I am getting some mocks on my feed, I appreciate it. Yeah. I just don't care for the
Yeah.
people who just post a picture of their minifig next to their cocktail, and then that's their entire page. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm gonna keep scrolling, so you're not on my algorithm. Sorry to say it like that.
Yeah. Now there's like this whole, I don't know, like third world where, not that kind of third world, like alternate world, where there's like trashy chicks who are starting to collect Lego and
Wow, that was
basically use that as like a gateway to their OnlyFans. Which
there's an adult Lego group on Facebook, and yeah, people there's this is hot redhead who does that. I kid you not.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if
don't
anyone in
understand.
the comments knows her. She's a hot redhead. Good for her. But yeah, this is not the place for it.
Yeah, it's now I'm a firm believer that you make money with all the tools God gave you. You do whatever you got to do. That's fine. It's not my place to judge.
Yeah.
But this is also a community that's it's really centered around a children's toy.
Yeah.
So that seems a little odd to me. I don't.
As long as they don't start marketing it for kids, and that they are not used. Well, the thing is that you do have a lot of people that see the opportunity of getting on the TV show, and then my page fluctuates from fitness to it has always been a little bit of everything. It's always been Legos, tacos, burritos, because it's not just Lego, it's just a little bit of everything, including lots of memes, and it's not always centered for kids. But when you have someone just putting their minifig next to their cleavage, and that's all you're getting I hope that person doesn't try out for the show and then gets considered, because that's not going to look good. That's not going to look good for the brand, for Lego itself. So
Yeah. There are so many posts where somebody's auditioning for something. I mean, and it's typically LAN.
yeah,
I assume it's, I mean, I don't know what the other options are. You're trying to get on a show or you're trying to get in LAN would
Yeah.
basically be the two.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. So it sounds like LAN, oh, Jesus, the chair just sank on me. LAN, I don't know if it's as great as a lot of people think it is.
I don't know. Lately, I haven't seen what the application process is, but I just look at what different members of Lego Fan Media do, and it seems like it's mostly getting stuff. To me, it's just, how much time are you putting into this in order to get a free set? I don't care about the free merch. Free merch is great. I like opportunities. I like the opportunity to like do something cool with Lego. I don't care about getting a free Lego set. So that's how I view it. Maybe that's what they're looking for. And does that lead to other opportunities? Who knows? You have people like Adam Nyes, I think his name is, and Bandit. He does stop motion, and he became a LAN member, but I don't see him promoting sets, which I love, because I'm tired of seeing the same damn sets, being pushed. So it makes you wonder how they want every LAN member to promote the program, because it is technically a program to push product. So I don't know. It's interesting. It is interesting though.
Yeah, I think the LAN members who do the least number of reviews are the most entertaining ones.
Yeah.
Like Shy is in LAN now, and has he done a review? I mean, I guess the sail barge was kind of a almost review, but that was a community build crazy thing he did. I don't know if you caught that one.
No.
Yeah. So he got the sail barge, and it's kind of a long, convoluted story, but he got the sail barge, and the way he built it was he would just bring it places and have people build it with him.
Okay, that's actually
And it took him forever. His audio and video quality is superb all the time.
It's ridiculous. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it was an endless process, but the end presentation was like, okay, this is why somebody like Shy has to be around.
Yeah.
Because it's a breath of fresh air. It was something so different.
Yeah.
And he brings a lot to the community. And then you see the people who it's just review after review after review. And
you see them posting just next to the box because they have nothing to contribute. And that's what I'm afraid of becoming if I were to ever apply. I don't want to be given a set that I don't have much to add to. So, it's supposed to speak for itself, but at the same time, you're supposed to share it.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know. It's a double-edged sword, I guess. So.
You have enough skill, though, that you could open those boxes and you could build a mock out of the parts that are given to you in the box, and that's your review, right?
I think
that's your usage.
That's the thing. I don't know how the program works, so I don't even know if you even have that option. So
yeah, I think you just need to make content with it. It doesn't have to be the actual end product that's on the cover of the box, is my understanding.
Yeah.
And that makes it fun. And why isn't anybody doing that?
Yeah.
Because it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But people, they love them set review videos. Actually, the Lego community is just so bloody fickle. I had started posting in my stories, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to post it in my stories. But I totally started posting my stories because this past week I had posted like a little picture of collage of different dresses that I should purchase for a wedding, and I got more AFL responses than I have ever had for a non-Lego post. And when I post something that's Lego related, the amount of interaction or engagement I get is pretty much zilch, especially when it comes to like my STEM stuff or my student stuff, and there's just very little engagement. But if I do something that's more personalized, something that's not Lego, I get so much more crazy engagement. It's just mind boggling to me. The Lego community is just so fickle, so fickle. Because in your stories, you could see who interacts, who goes to your page. It was ridiculous the numbers that went onto my page after going through my story with that specific. Not only did they reply, all right, this is a dress you should wear, but it shows, how many of those people are actually going back to my page. And I'm like, I don't get this with my Lego, but I get this with something as frivolous as a dress. It's ridiculous.
So I wonder about that.
Yeah.
So in that, you gave them options.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually gave them something to make a decision on and give you very specific feedback.
Yeah.
Have you done that with something mock related or?
Check this out. So I had a Taco Build music video challenge that ends tomorrow. Technically, I only have 3 submissions with a $100 gift card. I'm just gonna actually split it and give it to like each of those participants. I'm like, here's an actual music challenge that's not habitat. Sorry to say it like that. You know what I mean? And something that's people are so used to their. But this is also the busiest time of the year, so I understand that and I want to respect that. But here I'm posting something trying to encourage creativity that's not set based. This is just something that inspires you. You didn't have to build a whole scene. You could build a prop from a music video, just something that reminds you of that. So I tried to do something more for the community, and there was very little engagement. I mean, everyone liked the idea, but did they actually participate? Very, very little. So
yeah, I've encountered that a few times.
I myself am always busy, but I just wanted to propose something like that because I had never seen anyone do something like that.
Yeah, we've hosted a lot of giveaways at this point. I mean, we got to be closing in on 50 or so over the last year and a half, maybe. And I think the last 2, it's been a ghost town.
Yeah.
Like, have we given away too much? Like, I don't understand. Sometimes it just gets real quiet.
I've never done a giveaway. I'm so afraid of doing that because I feel like that is all people are going to expect. So I know someone who I was pretty close to who had done a giveaway. I think it was like 20 giveaways in one live stream. And he had about 400 people watching the live stream. As soon as the prizes were done, everyone bounced.
Gone.
And that to me is just so, that's so gut-wrenching to myself. I cannot put myself through that. So that's why I was like, I'm just going to give a gift card and it's going to be at random. You know what I mean? The whole idea of a giveaway, this is like my first time trying to do something like that. I don't know. But once I saw those 400 people just leave, I was just like, that's people for you. So I don't want to grow my channel on that system because I feel like that's all they're going to associate you with. I don't know. I'm picky, I guess. I don't know. I'm weird.
Yeah, that gets tough. I mean, giveaways are also a tax write-off. Yeah. So I kind of look at it that way. So that helps.
Do you actually give away a set or do you like give them a gift card or something like that? I keep thinking
usually
mail.
Yeah, usually we ship people sets.
Wow. Okay.
We've given, I think we've done 2 gift cards, but the majority of the giveaways, I give away sealed retired sets. That's usually how we do it. And the response is usually pretty good.
Yeah.
We've overdone it a couple times.
Yeah.
And that hasn't been great, but it's a lot of fun. And when the winner receives it, it makes it pretty worthwhile. You know, the excitement behind that is always pretty cool. Yeah. There's got to be some kind of benefit to be worth it. You know, if you're giving away $100 set or a $200 set, the engagement has to be there. You know, new subscribers have to be coming in. You know, we have a couple products we sell, so something like that has to churn to be worth it.
Yeah.
Because it's you're right. It is discouraging when you spin that wheel and everybody just disappears.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I'll eventually will get to that point, but I'm not consistent enough. I will
Yeah.
post 3 times in one week and then be gone for like 2 weeks at a time. I'm really bad. I'm not good with consistency. So I'll get lots of engagement. Like if I find the right like angle, like if what is it? I just posted the tiger build and that caught on like on YouTube. I think it got like over 45,000 I don't know, views
Wow.
or something like that right away. Like it got a lot. So, but everyone's like, okay, when's the next one? What? It's like you expect me to do something every day? I don't have time. I have a job. I have a family. Come
Yep.
on.
Yep. Yep. I saw that one. Actually, I think I saw that one just about everywhere. You posted that Instagram and TikTok as well, didn't you? Yep. Jeez, crashing my desk.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was fun. And that's one of those trending sound kind of things too.
Yeah.
So you also get to pick up the advantage of that sound connecting
Yeah.
everyone.
It got me like 40 new followers on YouTube. Like all of a sudden, I have like almost 100 followers more total since I posted last week. I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how was that build?
It
Was the
was
process good?
it was actually very easy. It says 18 and up. It I think my kid could have done it. I think
Yeah.
someone under 10 could definitely do it. You know, it's a very flat build. It was very easy. Um, it was cathartic. Overall, it's really cute. It's only $100, so to me, it's aesthetically beautiful. I love the fauna collection, even though that's only the second build in the fauna collection because the first one was with a yellow and pink bird. Um,
Yep.
to my recollection, so far it's actually really cute. And I really do hope that they make more. I'm hoping that they put like a peacock out there. So putting that out there. Yeah,
A peacock.
a peacock or like some kind of deer head or something like that. Well, that sounds morbid, but you know, we just had a tiger head, so why not? Yeah, a unicorn head, something. So
A peacock could be awesome.
yeah,
I wonder how they do that.
yeah.
That feels like it would almost have to be like a 3D mosaic almost.
Almost. Even if it's just the fan, the even though it's just the tail, you know, I could see that. Oh,
Well, you have the ability.
I
So,
do, I do. I'm just lazy. I only
yeah.
build if I have to and at the last minute. I rarely get to build, you know, leisurely. Last time I built leisurely was actually when I built my first pair of wearable wings, and I was in the middle of class. So I was like, all right, let me just put these pieces together. Oh, okay, I can make a pair of wings. And then I just kept going. And by the time class was done, I was basically done with my wings. So,
How stable were those wings? Like, could you run around, like go outside and run with
the
them?
only thing that's unstable are the chains, but that's because I didn't put a thorn through it. If I put a thorn through the chains, the clutch factor would be much stronger. But they're very flexible. I just flap them closed and toss them in my suitcase.
Wow,
So
that's cool.
yeah. I've honestly only made a flight. Is that what you call it? A flight, like a series of those wings, just because they're easy to pack. I'm
Okay.
lazy. So they take up a lot of volume. So, you know, when the show wants me to put a display and they want me to take up space, I'll bring out all my wings, you know, because they catch your eye from a distance. So
Yeah. Did you light those?
I bought a light kit from I think Light My Bricks. That was the first time I ever bought lights. I was so puzzled. No, I was so overwhelmed with the original light kit that I actually don't even know where that light kit is. I did put regular LED fairy lights on them, and um, it looked really cute, but it wasn't as potent as regular, you know, Lego lights. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? As so I took that off, and I don't know if I'll ever light any of my wings up. It's a lot. I just finished lighting up the Viking set, and that was actually really cool. But that was a pain in. in the rear.
The one from the unpronounceable brand.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep. I saw that one.
Yeah.
What kind of terrible marketing is that to
I,
name the
I
brand?
still I still have difficulty pronouncing it.
Yeah,
I still have
I won't even
difficulty.
attempt. Yeah,
Like
that's
Lego. I don't know.
even worse than Funhole. Like Funhole was at least amusing, and
Yeah.
they're not Funhole anymore either. But
It's like, really? Who thought of this name?
yeah, I think that was Google Translate gone wrong.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
that's
is
what it
what
was. I
happened
don't
there.
think it was an American person that named that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
And now
god.
was it Lumi Bricks,
I believe so. I believe so.
which better marketing, but Funhole was far more memorable.
It just makes you giggle. That's what it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because you can't have a kid running into school, seeing their teacher, and saying, "Want to see my fun hole?"
Look at
Because
my
then
fun
everything
hole.
just, yeah,
Hey,
everything
miss.
goes downhill from there.
Hey, miss. I was just playing with my fun hole. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Clever though. Yeah. Now we have a whole bunch of people promoting Lumi Bricks. It's like they have their own ambassadors now.
Yep,
You notice that,
that's
right?
smart. Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
They had reached
I
out a while back, and I just, by the time I got messages, it's so off. Like after Brick World, I was like, all right, let me go through my requests, and that's how I had gotten yours. But usually I'll get requests, and it's like 40 years later, it's like, oh my gosh, that opportunity had left. So it was a JK Brick World or something like that, and the Fun Hole people like had reached out. I'm like, all right, that was such a long time ago. I'm not gonna even bother. So
now, if Funhole were to send you a ton of stuff, would you be willing to mix Funhole parts with your Lego parts for your classes?
I just have to see what the quality is because I'm dealing with a lot of kids. So if the clutch factor isn't there, then it's kind of useless. So my kit is 99.9% Lego. There's some stuff that I will buy. So if you go to Bricks and Minifigs, they have some translucent base plates. They're actually pretty durable. They're almost as durable as regular, except that you could clutch on the bottom, not only on top. So I buy those. I have some 3D printed tires that are really, really nice. Um, yeah, so I mean, if it's compatible, absolutely. I'll use non Lego elements. I'll use non brick elements. Hell, in my class, what is it? We did the snow globe, and that wasn't anything Lego. It was just, I'm trying to look for it. Yeah, so I try and experiment, trying to make the classes a little bit more dynamic. If someone wants to send me a light kit for my kids, I'll use it. Anything.
If you ever need tires, let me know because I have more than I'll ever know what to do with, and they do not sell. And they're if we have less than 50 or 60 pounds of tires,
Holy
I'd be
cow.
shocked.
Well,
Yeah.
that's right. You have the Bricklink store.
Yep.
Nice. What do you specialize in your Bricklink?
We specialize in having as many pieces as we can.
Oh, so okay, so you have everything. Okay.
Yeah, we just buy bulk lots and then sort through and list everything good we can.
Okay, that's
We
good to know.
just bought. It was advertised as 900 pounds. I think it's probably closer to 6. But
Is this like a Facebook market, like buy?
that one actually came through my mom, surprisingly. An ex coworker of hers, her husband passed away, and she was doing away with what he was hoping to be his Bricklink store. So,
Oh my gosh, that's
yeah,
insane. That's
yeah.
insane.
And
Wow.
we already had, I don't know, 200,000 plus pieces in the house before we bought that. So
You got to have a team for that because that's a lot.
I have an awesome team, myself and my wife.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Or it's no, I talk a lot and she moves a lot of pieces around. It's more or less what happens.
Got to give
Yeah.
yourself a raise every once in a while.
Yeah.
If business is well.
Yeah. Yeah, she kicks ass over there. I'm really good at buying things and then starting projects and then buying more things and starting more projects.
That's me. That's me. I
Yeah.
started working on the Pac-Man set. I have built 3 other sets, and I still have yet to finish the damn Pac-Man set. Actually, no, I started a Harry Potter build. The what is the icon set? Like 2 years ago. It's still like partially built. It takes
The
forever for
icon
me to
set.
build something large.
The icon set, that's the one with the big head wig
Yeah,
comes with it. Yeah,
yeah,
okay. That thing was cool.
yeah, yeah. I have a fascination with birds. I'm like you have cat people, you have bird people. I'm an everything, but mostly bird person. So yeah, if it has a big bird in it, I'm probably gonna buy it.
Okay. Well, you said I think you said it was your first set was the bird set, right?
Oh, the
So,
birds, the birds. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. I, the last couple of years, there's been a lot of bird sets that have come
yeah,
through.
yeah. They
It's-
really are catering to adults because kids are not gonna play with that. You know what I mean?
Yep,
What is it, the kingfisher bird or something like that? I'm like, who's gonna buy it? What kid is gonna buy that? That is definitely for adults.
yep. No kid is going to buy
The,
that.
the, the
And
colors are
there was
navy blue and like a burnt orange. I'm like, these are not even kid colors. They're not
no,
even trying.
yeah, yeah. But if they did try to cater it to kids, they'd screw it up and make it like Friends colors or something,
True,
and
true.
then nobody would buy it anyway.
I don't
Although
know.
Friends as a theme
Friends
has
has been
gotten a lot better.
Friends has been killing in the past 2 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just bought a giant Friends set 2 weeks ago. So yeah, no, they've
Did
been
you get the
killing.
Modern Mansion?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
man, it's so good.
yeah. I'm
Really
gonna
good.
mock that one up. So I'm hoping to mock it up for a convention. The idea of building a mega structure and transporting it is giving me a headache.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Have you ever seen the new Hashima collaboration?
no.
It's these group of guys all started with Stefan, and it's just like a cyberpunk city, and it's like a
Ooh,
whole cube world, and then he combines that with like 20 other people, and they combine it all together. It looks like the Fifth Element. It's just mind-boggling, and they light it up. There's music to it. You can you can sponsor like a video on it. It's just amazing. Yeah, Nuhashima. It's just ridiculous.
I'm gonna write that
And
down.
they transport this from like city to city. It's insane.
All right. I'm definitely gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. What is it? Beyond the Brick had done like I think they filmed it for like 20 hours and it was like enough time.
Wow.
It evolves also from city to city. So depends on who joins in, who adds to it.
Okay. Yeah. What's been your favorite build so far?
As a Lego
Like
set.
you a mock of yours, a set, anything at all.
A mock of mine.
Yeah.
Um, there's something I'm working on right now, but I that's not till next Brick World. I just have to get certain mechanical elements. I like stuff that moves,
Yep.
so it's a zoetrope. So it depends. It's something that I learned at working at the museum. It's kind of like where it's like stop motion. It's something that's
Okay.
almost stop motion is what I'm gonna build. Um, but for a Lego set, I'm not sure. There's so much out there. You know, every time I open social media, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. No, this is beautiful. There's so many unbelievable builders out there. It's hard to pinpoint what I like. I have ADHD, honestly.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Uh, trying to think. I can't even think of. I have the Ninjago. The heck? the city lanterns or something like that. I still have yet to build that. I'm right now. My favorite is the Pac-Man set, and that is what I need
Yeah.
to focus on. That's what I have to tell myself. Work on the Pac-Man set. That is your favorite one because I'm also going to light it up. So that's it. I'm not allowed to answer this question because right now it has to be this one. I'm not allowed to say anything else.
All right. That actually spins fast, huh?
It does. It does.
Wow, the motion on that's good.
Yeah, yeah. It is a cool set. Like I said, I like stuff that moves.
Yep. All right. Since you build things that move yourself, do you find yourself critiquing Lego designs?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna get hate on this. I got tagged so much today on a set that's coming out, I think in August or September. It's a little they call it the sugar skull, which is the Katrina, the skull.
Yep.
I don't care for it. I've been tagged so much today. They're like, "Oh my gosh, it's got your name written all over it," and it's because of season 3. I built the Katrina after my late grandma, and I think it's hideous. Sorry
Yep.
to say it. No, but I'm not a sculpt artist, so I know someone else is. But I do believe they could have done a better job. But I understand that it's dynamic because if you turn it around, there's a little scene behind it, which is cool. I love the colors behind it. I like that they have a little minifig in the background. I have yet to study it very closely, but as soon as I saw the first skull, I was like, "Ew, what is that? Why are you tagging me in this? That's insulting." Sorry, like that's offensive.
Yeah.
But I know why they tagged me. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that was just right off the bat. That's just me speaking without a filter. Um, there's some stuff, but overall, I'm always happy. People always trying their best. I believe my friend Aaron, who's a Lego designer, he does a beautiful job. He didn't do the tiger, but he did like the giraffe and stuff like that, the antelope, the new lion set. He's just such a
Cool.
beautiful sculpt artist. You know, I don't care for the Disney sets. Sorry to say it like that. The Moana. These little tiny sets. They seem so incomplete. That's just like a filler.
Yep.
That's like, okay, here, kid, shut up. Go play with that wall and let me build. That's what I think of those sets. But like those animals that are beautifully sculpted that you could do a 3-in-1. I think those have been really carefully thought out.
Yep. Yeah. I think the creator team is probably the best design team. And it's the
Absolutely.
most naturally Lego theme.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I got to give it the Speed Champs
Yeah.
theme too.
Yeah.
As different as that is, that those guys pull off some miracles.
Yeah. Yeah. I
They have no
Fun
interest in
fact,
cars.
I have only built I think one speed championship. So I can't really say much about that.
Yeah.
I built
But you
cars
can
all the time.
you
but
can
they were
look
built-
at them and appreciate that, like, how did they make these angles with
Yeah.
what the parts are, like,
Yeah.
how did they combine them to get to that shape?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
But you have to admit that a lot of it is cut and paste. They just change the color. But yeah, they do finesse and they do try and get the specific shape as long as they're not making a whole new piece just for one set because that kind of upsets me because there's so many possibilities to give us pieces that we could clutch together where we could put one brick this way, one brick this way, and studs in opposite way. Like they're without us having to create a new technique to use a technic pin to combine. Like you're giving us how many different kinds of faces for Harry Potter, but you can't give us something that'll help us become better builders. That ticks me off. So just putting that out there. But I hope that I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm
Well,
going.
the Star Wars community will tell you that they're not doing enough of that, and that they need to put more effort into the minifigures.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If they're gonna do that for Star Wars, they better do that for Minecraft. They better do that for everyone else as well. Damn it.
Yeah. Well, at least Minecraft doesn't give you stickers. They're almost, I mean, it happens on occasion, but they're
Yeah.
almost entirely printed parts.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they also have the most actual bricks per set
Yeah.
than any other theme, which is good.
It's a block world. They better provide bricks.
Yeah. When I came into Lego, I had very little awareness of Lego at all. And
Yeah.
but everybody knows the brick. I was shocked to find out how few actual bricks are in anything.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So when I was building my kit, um, that was one thing. I had a whole bunch of Technic pieces, but I was lacking just basic bricks, and I was trying to buy classic sets. Classics are the sets that it's mostly bricks, but you get a lot of angled pieces, not just basic 2x4s. I just wanted a whole bunch of 2x4s, and I kid you not, I had to go through Bricklink. I had to, do bulk buy. Not a great choice, not for used bricks, especially if you're going to try and use them for a corporate gig. I had to buy like a lot of stuff online because they didn't just have a brick set that was just bricks. They said that they were going to come out with one, but I don't remember it actually coming out because they'll try and add fillers with a little steering wheel with eyeballs and stuff like that to kind of get that number count that they're looking for. But I was like, I just need bricks, just basic bricks. That is one thing that they're still lacking.
Yep. Yeah, you'll get 2 white and you'll get 2 light bluish gray and like 2 in teal or something.
Exactly.
And half of the colors you can't even use in anything remotely practical.
Exactly. Yeah, it was actually for my first assembly. I had 60 kids signed up, and I needed to have enough just bricks. And I told the staff, I'm like, hey, if you could help me find these sets. And that's when Walmart were selling like a really large 1,000-piece set for like, I think it was like $50 or something like that. So, but between all that, I was able to acquire 4 of those with the staff because we got them on different parts of the state. It was still like lacking. It was like, oh my gosh, I have all these plates in it. That's great. But where are all the bricks? You know? How am I supposed to build something large without just having to stack a bunch of assorted pieces? I want to just build a big, nice, solid foundation. It's hard to do that with all these assorted pieces. So,
Yeah. And that's why Bricker builds sets are so damn expensive.
exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're also enormous.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You don't want one of those falling on you.
Yeah, Jesus. I was actually surprised how big those were, seeing those in person.
Yeah.
Just massive.
They do a beautiful job.
Yep.
They do a beautiful job.
Yeah. The only one I'd be tempted to buy, though, was the Ghostbusters logo, which is like the smallest one they offer.
Yeah.
And I think with enough effort, I could figure that out myself.
I do like
Maybe.
all the little Super Mario ones. Actually, everything that they built for Avatar, the Last Airbender, I want all of that, including the giant Aang. But I'm not about to spend $2,000 on a giant sculpture.
Not much, huh?
I'm guessing more than that. I just added a price to it. I have no idea how much it costs. If Appa, that's only this big, costs $50, can imagine, something that's almost my height. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to cost a fortune to ship that, too.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, a lot goes into that. All right. They had one more here for you. Where is it? All right. Well, 2, I guess. One of them's pretty easy. Do you have any future collabs planned that you could talk on?
I did something with Lego. It was supposed to come out in spring, but it's taking a long time for them to translate it into 30 languages. So it's supposed to come out at some point. It's something educational, something playful.
Cool.
I just don't know when the heck it's supposed to come out. I sent them an email because I've been waiting, and now it's already summertime. They said spring. They said early spring. It's now summer. So,
Did they say which spring? Because it is Lego.
It's crazy. They had me do like voiceovers and everything. Just, I don't know. It drops when it
Wow.
drops. It drops
Okay.
when it drops. It was supposed to be done before Lego Play Day, whatever you call it. The other day, the big, I forget, Lego Day. But I
I
don't know.
know. Okay. All right. So we'll look forward to that one.
Yeah.
And what's the future of Built by Tacos look like?
Um, the goal is eventually having my own storefront. But for right now,
Awesome.
I travel a lot. I travel here, there, and everywhere. The summer is just starting. Next week is my first official week of camp, summer camp. And then, yeah, I'm basically as much flexibility as I have. The summertime is my busiest time because if I'm not teaching a summer camp, then I'm teaching at some kind of convention. It's like one after the other, one after the other. And I have a pretty active social life between uh, family and friend, events. So there's going to be a lot of flying this summer.
Does Mini Tacos get to come along for the ride?
Some stuff. She's my apprentice, so she also like I wear like
Awesome.
my brick badge. Like I wear this everywhere I go. It's so she has her own. She has like her own staff shirt. The goal is that she can jumpstart her own brand, but that'll be her choice as she gets older. For right now, I'm just teaching her some kind of leadership skills.
Awesome. Prepping the next generation. It's a beautiful thing.
I, I I've been working since I was 13, so I was like, you got to start now.
Yep.
What the heck? You have like pets making money as influencers. I'm like, you got to monetize. You got to bring something to the table, Taco. Mini Taco. So
Oh man, pets with their own accounts. That's wild.
that's insane. It's like, how do I get my dog to make money?
Do you know Jen Builds? Familiar with her?
Yes, with dreads. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yep. All right. Jen's awesome. She's
yeah.
got an account for her dog now.
Stop! I didn't know
Uh
that.
oh yeah. Remy. What's his name? Remington. That is a large dog.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I haven't come across. Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. I just popped up in my feed yesterday, the day before. It might be a brand new account. But I'm like, wait a minute. I recognize that face.
I kid you not.
Like, oh
How
yeah.
many times I wanted to make an account for my dog, but I got enough going on. I got enough going on.
Yep. Yep. There's something about it that's just a little weird, but a little awesome. I
Mm.
don't know. I mean, that dog is also a kind of a like the invisible character in the shows.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, like Charlie Brown's mom
Yeah,
or teacher or whatever, where
yeah,
it's a character but it's never there.
yeah, yeah.
That's kind of how that dog is as well.
That's
You just
funny.
kind of see a table shake on occasion or something like that.
That's actually one of the best characteristics to be, on the show. It's kind of like, what is it? Uh, Married with Children. The mom, Peggy's mom. You would hear her, but you never see her. Yeah. Home Improvement. The guy
Yeah,
over the fence. You only see the
was
top
it
of his
Wilson?
hat.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's always fun to have characters like that.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah. Did they finally show his face in like the last episode?
I
I forget
think
how that went.
I think so, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
In my
I feel
in
like
my
I was
head,
young.
I'm thinking of Mr. Feeney. I'm like, that's not Mr. Feeney. I know it's not Mr. Feeney.
Mr. Feeney. He was that Saved by the Bell? It's Mr.
No,
Feeney.
no, Boy Meets World.
Ah, that's the one.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Jesus, Saved by the Bell. I shouldn't remember that. I'm gonna pretend I'm not old enough to have been around for all of that. Yeah. Oh well. Oh Jesus. Somehow age seems to come up in every one of these, and I feel older every single time.
what is it? I did a live stream with Maze Collector. I don't know. And it just the entire live stream, instead of it being trivia, it was all nostalgia. Everything we brought up was like, oh, you remember having a beeper? Yeah. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh God, the beeper days. That was a long time ago. That was.
I had a pager.
You're old enough to have had a pager? That doesn't feel right.
Yep. Senior year in
Yeah,
high
I
school.
guess.
Yep. I got a
Okay.
pager in my first cell phone. I had 2 jobs in order to pay for that cell phone too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. When cell phones were enormous.
Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah.
My phone wasn't that big. It was like a small Nokia. It was just yellow and black.
Okay.
Only one game on it, Snake. It was perfect.
Yep.
The battery lasted for days. Now I got to charge
Yeah.
my phone every 15 minutes. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah, General Trons. I had a pager before. Yeah, the pagers were cool
Yeah.
because you could get a new case for it and have like a translucent pager,
Mm.
and the case came from like a kiosk at the mall.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to change the color on your phone now, you throw it away and spend another $1,000.
I know.
Oh.
I used to put nail polish on my pager. Oh my gosh. Just trying to make it different from the others.
Yep. Yeah. The dazzled pagers.
Yeah.
Odd. Yeah. Yeah, those were crazy days.
I used to
I don't
even
know how we
have
ever survived.
there's a nail engraver to like design. I used to
Mhm.
use that on all of my cell phones. I would just engrave. I had this huge fascination with Asian culture. Like one of my favorite movies as a kid it was like Kung Fu Hustle. So I would always like do like the lotus, the koi fish. I would always do that on all my cell phones. I'm surprised I didn't turn out to be a tattoo artist. But after working with that pen so long, but I always did that with all of my phones. Remember the Motorola, the flip phones and all that?
Oh yeah. Yep. The razor.
Yep. I had the
Yep.
pink one and the silver one.
Yeah, oddly enough, I also had a pink one, and that's how I met my wife.
Hey girl. Hey. No, just joking.
Hey, it was free. I will take a free device anytime.
Yes. Embrace
I
it.
would have a pink phone right now if
Yo, I have
it
to
was there
update
for
my
free.
phone. My phone is 2 years old. I have to update it now because, like I say, it's overheating. Yeah, I got to charge it every 15 minutes. I went to T-Mobile the other day, and the phones are over $1,000. I'm like, that's more than a freaking
Yep.
TV. That's more than
Yep.
a TV. The TV costs like $300. Why am I paying $1,000 for this? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, pay $1,000 for something you can't escape from
It's
because your whole life
ridiculous.
is run through it.
It's like a ball and chain that overheats. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm milking this phone till it officially dies because I don't want to spend $1,000 right now. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't even make any sense
I'm
because
cheap.
you'll spend $1,000 for that.
Yeah.
And like today, I was working at basically 5 miles outside of Boston,
Yeah.
so very populated area. You would think they would pay attention and make sure that everybody has cell service there.
Yeah.
But you got to stand on like one toe and wave your arms like this in order to get a signal.
That
And
was
it's
me in Stoughton today. I'm like, what the hell? Where am I? Like, what? Why is there no signal here?
oh, so you were like 10 minutes from here. Well, 10 minutes from here. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's bananas. But then you'll drive 5 minutes down the street and your signal will be perfect.
Yeah.
But you'll be surrounded by trees where you wouldn't think you would have them. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
The dead zone. Yep. Like, why? This is so developed. Why is there a dead zone here?
Yeah. If you drive through any of the tunnels in the city, though, you could talk on the phone without interruption the whole way through a tunnel.
Yeah.
But broad daylight, it's walking through a parking lot, no signal.
It's Twilight Zone. That's what it is.
Yeah. They're still happy to charge you $100 a month for your service, though.
Oh my gosh. It's a write-off. I keep telling myself it's a write-off. It's a write-off.
Yeah. Yeah. The beauties of self-employment.
Yeah.
Well,
it's beautiful, but at the same time, by the time I get paid, it's like 2 months too late. It's like, come on, pay me now, and then it'll be worth it. by the end, it's just like, this is why I have to overcharge, because by the time I get my check, it takes forever. It takes forever.
What does this say from Papa X? I was rocking a 7S.
Is that
I'm
a
so friggin'
Samsung?
blind.
Probably.
Yeah, until a month ago. It gets so hot when charging. Battery would only last 4 hours if you didn't use it. That's awesome. That's a good run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a 22. And this 22, the battery gets me until about 3 in the afternoon. Which, I mean, I guess isn't bad since I have either podcast or YouTube playing.
Yeah.
For
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
7 hours at that point.
Mine doesn't last more than 3 hours. Well, but understand that I open my phone like every 5 minutes because I have 5 email accounts. I look at my calendar about 17 times a day. So between clients and just like everything I have to do, it's just, it drains it right away. So I technically should be having 2 phones.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
ready
think
for that.
Discord notifications beat me up worse than watching YouTube.
That's why I have to shut off my notifications for social media, because that becomes ridiculous. Like for Facebook, notifications are completely off. Instagram, I have like 3 people. Unless I start a new conversation with you, everyone else is like off. Just, it's too much. It's too much. Even the tagging, I had to like minimize who can tag me, because there are people that will tag me for every taco thing. Like today, everything was like the skull. I'm like, okay, I got it. Thank you. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just trying to be helpful or
Yeah.
friendly or whatever.
Yeah. It's nice because you're being thought of. So as long as they're not like seeing a dumpster fire and tag me with that.
Yeah. Although there should be a dumpster fire set coming at some point. I feel like that needs to happen.
I'm surprised that it hasn't been already done.
Yeah. The what is that dog? What does he say? This is fine. The dog with all
Everything's fine.
yeah.
Everything's fine.
That has hit the ideas 10,000
Yeah.
3 or 4 times now.
That's a copyright. That's probably what it is.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's one of those weird areas where they can't just, buy a license on the IP. They actually need to get permission from like one random guy in his basement.
That's exactly what it is. What is it? There's a board game. Whose meme is it, or something like that? Is that a meme or something like that? They had to go through all those people, in order to actually be able to make a product, because they'll be benefiting off of someone else's meme.
Wow.
So they have to. Yeah, that's how it is.
That process must have been awful.
Yeah.
Because people aren't very cooperative.
I have a friend who became a meme. She lives in Maine, and it's this woman that she's looking at something, and then she looks at something else. I don't know if you've seen that meme, like, and she made a good amount of money on something as simple as that. It's just like, yeah. So it's something like that, Ridiculous.
I love Maine.
Yeah.
It's a good place. I work up there a couple times a year. It's always a good time.
Yeah.
Lake life.
It's a whole other country, I feel.
It's funny. We joke that it's so far north, it's almost the south. Like it just loops back around.
I've never heard of that. That's its own Twilight Zone right there.
Yeah, because it's they just have that simpler, slower kind of life.
Yeah.
It's most of the Northeast or southern New England over, New York, Jersey, over there. We're very fast paced. We get a lot of movement. We get a lot of action, things going on. And then you go down south and it just slows way down.
Oh my God.
But if you go to Maine, it's the same thing. It just slows way down real fast.
I can't deal with that. I have no time. I have no time for chit chat. I have no time to wait 8 minutes for a coffee. That fast food is not fast in the South. It's like, what in the world?
Yeah.
I quickly realized how impatient I am as a person by traveling.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough. And it doesn't even make sense. But I also like respect it and appreciate it because they're probably all gonna outlive me, right? Like
Yeah.
I swear I got a heart rate of a hummingbird or something. It's gonna jump out of my chest. You
Yeah,
know?
I always think that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a heart attack one day because of someone going so slow. I don't have time. Just stop it. Just give me what I need now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was in South Carolina. I had gone to Walgreens. I tried to pick up some pictures. There was only one lady attending the entire store. We just wanted pictures. We just wanted pictures. She had to wait till everyone in line was checked out before she could come over to me, and she never came over to me because people kept on coming in line. She made chit chat with everyone. She wasn't just being cordial, she was engaging. It was like, okay, is it me? No, this is just how Southerners are. I just can't.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I literally had to walk out. I was like, okay, I have to draw myself a picture at this point. Ridiculous. Ain't nobody got time for that. Sorry.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
This is a
I don't know where
corporate.
I'm going or what I'm doing, but I know I had to be there 5 minutes ago.
Exactly. I'm like, this is Walgreens. This is a corporate thing. Like throughout the nation, how is the protocol changed from one state to the other? It's,
Yeah. Walgreens are they failing or are they sold? Something's going on with them. I forget what the story was there. There's a lot less than there used to be.
yeah.
I know
It
that
was
one.
first Rite Aid. I think Walgreens is following suit.
Yeah.
CVS,
I actually like
CVS
them
is
better than
everywhere.
CVS. Yeah.
CVS is everywhere.
I think they're going to go out of business based on their paper expense. Those friggin' receipts are ridiculous. That doesn't need. That's another thing that's been so ridiculous. It basically became a meme. Like,
Yeah. They need to just have an app at this point because it's ridiculous with the amount of paperwork. Oh my gosh.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know
I'm
how
not
the
gonna
tree
lie.
huggers didn't shut them down.
I carry a bag with me everywhere and I always toss a receipt in there, but every time I go and check out, I never use any of the damn coupons. I never use any of the stupid ass coupons. And I get upset at myself. Like, why am I shopping here?
Don't those store on your card, your phone number, whatever?
No,
I feel like you shouldn't actually need them.
I know. That's how it should be, but no. Heaven forbid.
Wow, what a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always just throw them away because I know that I'm never ever going to use them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to use coupons in stores. Like mentally, I can't handle presenting a coupon to somebody.
Oh no, I'm the first one. If I go to a craft store, I'm gonna be there. But I always forget it for CVS. I always forget those stupid ass. That's like the size of a freaking scarf too. How am I supposed to
That's
forget
what it is. You got to wear it.
that? Exactly. I'm gonna wrap it around my. Oh my gosh.
Here, scan my shoulder. There you go.
Wait, hold on. A little further down. Oh, okay, they're right there.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of those people are weird. Maybe you don't want that.
Oh man. What in the world?
All right. Well, we're closing in on 2 hours. You said you have early mornings, which I don't know how you even do that.
I just get used to it. I'm used to working out early.
Yeah.
Well, in the summertime, it's easier because my body's just
Cooler.
naturally waking up because of the sunlight.
Yeah. I basically live underground. We don't know what sunlight looks like here. We're in a cave.
Mole people, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're what do we figure? We're close to 4 feet underground here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's dark in our little hobbit hole, but
Right on. Meanwhile, I'm always outside, so.
I don't know how you would go outside after you get that awesome light show in the house.
This is, what is it? Govee. I don't know. The lights are just fantastic. I was like, okay, I'm gonna up my game. So
It's good
I
stuff.
need to add more actually.
More.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you're gonna feel like you're tripping out in there.
That's the whole point.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That's the cheap way to do it. A cheap
Yeah,
and safe way to do it. All right.
exactly. Keep me inside. Staying out gets me into trouble. I spend more money
Yeah.
the more I go out.
Yeah. Spending money's hard because
Yeah,
then you have to actually use the stuff that you spent the money on, and the next
exactly.
thing you know, you have 8 unbuilt sets or half built sets. Oh yeah, yeah.
They don't need to know
Shh.
that. They don't need to know that.
The sets are gonna start getting mad at you.
What Mini Taco doesn't know won't hurt her. She's every time she's like, "Did you buy more Lego?" I'm like, shh, you didn't see nothing. You didn't see nothing. She reprimands me for spending money.
Oh man,
Yeah,
smart kid.
yeah.
It's good.
She's like, "We
All
couldn't
right.
have this here because you didn't have money, but you bought a set." I was like, "I'm sorry." She's very astute.
Yeah. Just talk to this little devil on my shoulder. It's not my fault.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been awesome. I
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me. I always enjoy getting to meet new people.
Yeah. Well, I will. I'll be seeing you in the socials, and I will poke at you here and there because your
Yeah.
content's great. I do enjoy that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hopefully, I will find a way to get my kid involved with one of your events at some point.
Awesome.
Hopefully, there's
Awesome.
something
That's right.
around.
You're in New England. I'm in New England. So I was like, oh, okay,
Yep.
that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah. And we're
my latest commission is going to be at the Boston Children's Hospital. If you happen to get your blood drawn at the vaccine center or whatever,
ooh,
you could see some of my artwork there.
I'll just zoom in on the picture.
There you go.
That sounds scary to me.
I don't blame you. I don't blame
All
you.
right.
There you go.
So to find out more about your STEM program, best spot for that is Facebook or your website.
Facebook is the business page. I do have a website, but I never update it.
Okay.
Powered by Tacos is my business. Yeah, Facebook. I usually post local events there. You'll see me here, there, everywhere. So yeah,
Okay. And Facebook, that's powered by tacos.
Powered by Tacos. Everything else is Legos Tacos Burritos for
All
YouTube,
right.
for TikTok, and everything. Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic. And except for Facebook, which I'll have to add in, all of the rest of your socials are listed in the description. So anybody watching can go check them out there.
Yeah.
So good stuff. All right. Well, thank you again. Good night, everyone. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight.
Thank
And we will
you.
see you next week with Brick Hive.
Woo!
It'll be a good time.
He's fun. He's fun.
Yep. Yeah. Hive's a riot.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Have a good night.